I think the water treatment plant I work at is haunted. I'm a water treatment plant operator, been doing this for about a decade, and have been the night shift guy my whole career. The nights are normally quiet and boring, if everything's going to plan. My plant has a few different buildings. The oldest is around 60 years old. The main building I spend the majority of my shift in is only roughly 20 years old. For more backstory of the area, this used to be a fun and bustling town. The city was littered with railroad tracks and drifters coming and going on the trains of yesteryear. Our factories and farms were busy and bountiful back then. Now that you understand that, you must also understand that with success in an area, there is also a darkness. Since this place was settled, there have been many tales of people being killed in train wrecks and bad business deals. The grounds are laced with a darkness. The silence of the night shift can be eerie all on its own. Lots of bumps and bangs in the dimly lit darkness. On the night I'm about to speak of, everything started out as normal. I came in around sunset, got the nightly report, and began my work. Around midnight it was time to do my rounds around the property to gather the nightly pump numbers. I made my rounds around the main building with nothing but a flashlight, and had to go do the same thing at the oldest building, which is a good walking distance away from the main. I set out into the darkness and headed for the oldest building. I must also add that we aren't in the nicest area of town. However, I'm a big guy. I can hold my own. As I made my walk, I got an uneasy feeling. I had gotten them before, but I have a job to do. I rounded the corner and unlocked the door. As I did, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. Again, I have a job to do though. I opened the door and didn't see anything. I walked in and proceeded to get my numbers. I turned around and walked towards the exit, and as I began to shut the door, I happened to glance down the hallway. That's when I could barely see what appeared to be a woman. She was in a pure white dress, standing there about 50 feet away. I fell backwards, almost having a heart attack. I looked up and once again made eye contact with this creepy-looking woman. As I met her gaze, everything in me said, "Hey, your life is in danger, buddy." Her face was distorted and started shifting, or morphing. I was frozen in fear as she began shape-shifting into what looked like an Indian warrior. His eyes were glowing. As I was getting to my feet, I observed him shape-shift into a huge wolf creature. It growled and snarled while dripping saliva from its fangs. I ran to the door as fast as I could while screaming bloody murder. I felt it trying to bite my backside. It got a hold of my pant leg and tore it, causing me to trip. I stumbled and rolled, but somehow managed to come up on my feet. I darted into the main building, and as I slammed the door shut, I felt a hard thud on the other side. I locked the doors and began to cower under a desk. I could hear the thing just outside the building growling while scratching at the walls. I eventually found the courage to look out the window, and when I did, I saw her again. The lady in a white dress. I called the police. They came and did a perimeter check, but they didn't find anything. I'm sure they must have thought I was crazy, but they were cool and professional. Anyways, believe it or not, I still work at that facility, and yes, it's still quite freaky, but I have a job to do.